Okay. Hello everyone, am I audible? So hello everyone, I am Saravana Krishnan from the Department of IT, St. Joseph's Institute of Technology, and I am an AWS certified developer associate and cloud practitioner. So in our skill lab series, this is day 5 of Linux fundamentals. So Ashwin, are you there? You can start the class now.
Yeah, bro. So hi guys, this is Ashwin from St. Joseph Institute of Technology, CSE department. So let me share my screen and just say like what I'm going to teach and how it's going to help you out. So basically in this session, I'm going to teach about what is Linux and why we should use Linux and some basic operations in Linux that we will use in our day-to-day life. So basically, what is Linux? So Linux is basically an open source and a free operating system created by Linus Torvalds in 1991, and it was created as an alternative for Windows and Mac OS. That time Mac was not there. It was alternative for the paid OS which was available during that time. So what makes an operating system? So basically, this four criteria must be satisfied to make to create an operating system. Present my screen. So these are the four criteria that must be like satisfied to call it as an operating system. So basically, there must be a kernel, there must be a system util, the basic tools like the folders, the files which we create, and next is an user interface. Then only we can understand what is happening. Like we can visually understand, and an application like browser, text editor, editors for the application, and mainly the device drives. So device drives are the hardwares, the SSDs which are present in our system. So is Linux an operating system or just a kernel? So Linux is basically an kernel. It's basically an kernel. So let us consider Linux as an engine. So we can consider Linux as an engine of a car. So above the engine, we can build any type of car in our choice. So on top of Linux, we can build like Ubuntu or we can build Kali Linux. So these are few operating system which is built on top of Linux kernel. So as I said, Linux is an open source uh, operating system. Why Linux is called as open source operating system, I will explain. Just a minute, please. Okay. So if you go to GitHub, you can find the official repository of Linux operating system. It is entirely a C-based repository, or 98.2% is entirely wrote on C language. So we can read the entire code of Linux, what and all the functions and what and all the files present in it. And if you want, you can like modify it or you can build on top of Linux any operating systems. So I also few operating system which is built on top of Linux. So if you see Ubuntu, CentOS, Debian, and these are the few operating systems which is built on top of Linux kernel. Well, Ubuntu is the operating system which I am using in my current system. It's not Windows. I'm using Ubuntu OS, which is built on Linux kernel. So Linux is basically engine and we can build anything on top of it. If you think Tesla car and most of our if you are going to have any car, the car inside that there will be a dashboard which provides the touchscreen features. So that feature is basically so most of the car companies use Linux as the kernel for building that application. Mainly Tesla actually uses Linux only. So regarding what is the difference between like other operating system to Linux? So Linux is basically open source. So you can do like clone the entire repository and you can build anything on top of it. Comparing to Windows, which is closed and cost free, Linux is free, but Windows is prepaid. You can use crack versions too. And Linux is highly customizable compared to Windows. I will explain this why it is highly customizable. And regarding security, it is very secure and there is few malwares. But in my personal use, I will say Linux has more bugs comparing to Windows because because I have installed many tweaks to modify the sidebar and all. So there is more bugs comparing to Windows which I have used. And performance. So regarding performance, Linux Linux gives us more performance comparing to Windows. I will justify the performance point in the next slide. So yeah. So regarding performance thing, so if I'm going to use an like 4 GB RAM laptop and I'm going to use Windows 10 on it, the RAM using after boot will be 2 to 3 GB just to run the Windows itself, like the Windows apps itself. For your example itself, you can say if you go to task manager of your application, you can see that the entire memory, that is how much RAM is being used in your laptop just to run a Google Meet. If you're going to open Google Meet, you might have WhatsApp tab also open. So this to run that, it is going to contain more amount of memory compared to Linux. So this is an environment in which I was having two monitors connected. In Windows, it took like 9.4 GB of my storage just to run two monitors. But in Linux, it just like took me 4 GB. So it is like half comparing to Windows. So this increases my performance. And as a developer, we might be using like 2 to 3 VS codes at the same time. VS code consumes like at least 2 GB. So having a 16 GB laptop and having Windows installed, I will never like suggest you to do. So it's a good time to switch to Linux. And regarding the booting time, so booting time is comparatively more less to Windows, and and antivirus is the only one thing that is concerning, because Windows provide a free antivirus, but Linux doesn't provide. You should like install it separately. So this is the performance comparison. So let us work on few commands and like uh, few commands. So basically, why I say like Linux is highly customizable. It is entirely a Linux setup. So if you see, this and all looks like Mac, but I have created tweaks to make it to look like that. If you Yeah. So regarding the terminal, so this is one of the so this is actually not the original terminal available in Linux. So it is an wrapper built around Linux terminal. So this terminal can't be like installed in Windows. It is available in Linux and Mac OS. So the terminal for Linux will be mm, so like this for your use case. So if anyone want to like try hands-on, I'll just drop you a link in the chat box. You can try the hands-on on it. It is actually a virtual machine where you can try like the Linux. It may take few times to set up, but after you like set up it, you can like try it out yourself. As I told, like Linux is basically engine. You can build anything on top of it. So this website or company LabEx took the Linux kernel and they built their uh, LabEx like OS on top of it. So this website you can practice like basic Linux commands in your, like if you are too much interested to do Linux. It may take some time to set up the Linux, and you can check the link. Okay. So this will be like the terminal of their virtual machine, but I will try, like I will teach you in my terminal, because my terminal will be a bit like the speed. Mm. If you get right click here and if you're going to open terminal, you will find the terminal being opened. So the first command about the folders and file structure will be like LSA. So LSA means it is going to like display all the files that is available to us in the folder. So desktop is basically a folder. Inside desktop, there are like 3 files available. So initially, I want to create a file name dot dot sample. So I can do touch sample dot txt. If you see here, the sample.txt is created here. So to go inside the sample.txt, I can use directly and I will come into a text editor which is defaultly available in Linux. After that, I can type in anything and I can click save and I can close the tab too. And then I can do cat sample.txt to check what and all content is there inside the file name. To make a directory in Linux, we will use make directory mkdir and we can do like test1. So make directory creates a directory test1. If I'm going to use clear, the entire terminal will be cleared, and I can if I want to go up and do LSA, I can see like the test1 being created. So cd test1 will go inside the directory. If I'm going to do LSA, since there is no folders files inside test1, it will be empty. Again, I can do touch sample.txt. So inside test1, there is a sample.txt being created. So on creating, we can edit it as I said. You can type anything. So Linux basics class. And by using cat, you can like again you can check what and all is there. What is like typed inside the thing. So you can do most of the operations via terminal itself rather than Windows. You will do in GUI. Okay. And next regarding delete operations, you can do rm rf and we should come outside the folder first. Rm hyphen r direct hyphen r test1. So rm-r removes the entire directory, and I want to remove sample rm-r sample.txt. So in this way, like you can use Linux to basically thread off, create, update, and delete of a file. These are the few basic commands which we will use in our day-to-day life. Other than that, there will be rename, there will be move operation, which I will like show you now. Okay, rename operation is mv sample.txt to new.txt. So what this mv does it is going to change the file name from sample to new. That's all. And other than that, these are the main like commands which we use. I'll share you one PDF link which will contain all the like apart from the basic commands, there is few commands which you might use in the chat box. So those who are interested can view and like test the commands. So this is the basics about Linux. So is there anything doubt about installation? So regarding installation, Linux initially you will install a booting drive. After installing booting drive, you should you should install it from the official website. Like and if I want to install Ubuntu, I'll go to Ubuntu/desktop and I should install the mm, mm, I should install the Ubuntu for desktop, and after that using Rufus I should create a booting drive. And apart after creating a booting drive, you can like easily like partition the drive into two halves, and and one half you can give it to Windows, and one more half you can give it to Linux, which I have done like that. So if I'm going to Gpart VirtualBox has specify for Linux OS. Bro, yeah, bro. So regarding VirtualBox, there is an option to use VirtualBox, but using VirtualBox is not the best way, bro, because Windows itself will consume some amount of store RAM, and above that you're going to run a VirtualBox, which is going to take more. If you see like I have created a simple two partitions. So first part, this partition is going to take fully for Windows, and this partition is going to be fully for Linux, like Ubuntu, actually not Linux, Ubuntu. So whenever I like power on the system, I will be having two options to log in via Windows or to Linux. Based on my concern, I will like log in. VirtualBox is thing that I will not suggest you to use, because an operating system should be explored fully rather than like using a VirtualBox and like exploring a bits and pieces. You can do the same way to do that like that. So using VirtualBox in the initial phase to test out the OS might be good, but after that, I'll recommend you to use dual booting or completely switching to a new operating system. So that's all, guys. So is there any doubts regarding the few commands or about Linux? Basically, the starting of GitHub. So if you see, the founder of Linux, he wanted to maintain the code for Linux. So only he found Git itself. To maintain the core of Linux, he found Git. So Linux become like more less popular comparing to Git, which is like more popular in our day-to-day life. So Linux was the reason for the creation of Git, which is widely used now in our life. So that's all. Okay. So, so after this, my friends will continue the session on the next topics. So if you have any doubt, like, can you like put it in the chat box?
Hello guys, my name is Pranavanithya from the Department of ADS St. Joseph College of Engineering. Now I'm going to handle package management and text editors in Linux. So let me share my screen. So guys, first let's talk about package management. So does anybody know what a package means in Linux? So yeah, let me start actually. So what a package does is that in Linux we use something called a package manager. It is used to install, update, search, or remove any software. So for example, let's take Windows. When you want to install a software on Windows, we usually download it from the Microsoft Store or official websites. But in Linux, we can directly install it using a single line command, update it, or even remove software when we are not in need of it. So yeah, there are two most popular in Linux, which is Debian and Red Hat. So Debian's low-level tool is dpkg and user-friendly for front-end is apt-get. So what is meant by APT? It is an advanced package tool which is used to search packages, download it, install, and also update everything at once from online. So it is user-friendly built layer because it is easy to use. So these are the most commonly used package management commands. So update sudo apt-get update is used to update a package which is present in the system. And the next one is search for packages. So apt-get search is used to search a package from online. And to install a package from online, we use the command sudo apt-get install. And to upgrade the packages we have installed in the Linux, we use the command sudo apt-get upgrade. And to remove the package we are not required, we use the command sudo apt-get remove. And the command sudo apt-get purge is used to remove the software and its configuration files. So let me just show you. For example, since I already installed Linux and just using it, this command is used to update. Yeah, it is used to refresh the local packages list from the online repositories. It, it is used. So let's go with this package named Cowsay. Let's search it online using the app. So yeah, we have this. To install this package, we use this command. So the package Cowsay is installed, and to upgrade this, we use this command sudo apt-get. So guys, we use this keyword sudo, which is called as super user do, which allows the user to temporarily run commands with the privileges a root user has. What the root user is the head account in Linux. This root user contains the complete power over machine. It has unlimited access over system. By default, the root access, we are not actually the root user by default, but we can access the privilege of a root user using this command sudo. So for example, consider the consider the root user as a principal of school. So students are the normal users. So sudo is used to get the privilege of a principal, which can be used by students for a particular period of time. So without this sudo, we will not be able to install because we have some restrictions. So yeah, the installation of this is completed. So and upgradation is also completed. So we can remove this package from our system by using this command sudo apt. Yes, it is removed from the cause package is removed from our system. To remove its configuration file, we can use this command sudo apt. So yeah, we have removed all the configuration files of this packages. So these are the basic commands used in package management. So yeah, using this cause, like you guys can do these as a so yeah, you can install cause and upgrade it, and you can show this output using the command cause your message. The output will be displayed like this out format. So yeah, so now to update the passwords in using we use this command password to change our own password. So yeah, you enter this current password and new password can. So yeah, the password is updated successfully. To show the status of the user's password, we use the command. So yeah, this is the status of my password. And so the P here represents the password set and usable. And if if it displays L, it shows that the password is locked. And if it displays NP, it says that no password is set to this user. To switch to the root user, we use the command su root. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, I'm having some authentication failure. So yes, that's it for the yes, su root is used. So let's move on to the text editor. So text editor in Linux is a program which is used to create, view, and edit text files. In Linux, most configuration files and scripts are just plain text, so the editors are a really important feature. There are two types of text editors: command line text editors, which runs inside the terminal. In command line text editors, we use Nano or Vim. Nano is the very simple and beginner-friendly text editor for quick edits. Vim is a powerful and harder for beginners. It is a premier text editor available on Linux system. It is also known as VI, which is an improved feature of Vim. So we can in Vim editor we can insert, update, and also delete the text file. Let me show. And in Linux, the text editors are very important because it is used to write and edit shell scripts. The configuration files can be changed. We can also view and fix logs. We can write codes using the languages Python and C. So using Vim, I will show you one. So yeah, this shell script is open. When you enter I, it will be in the mode insert. Now you can type anything. So WQ is used to save the file. So we save the content in the file and we press enter. The text is added to the file. And after creating, we can view this using the the output is displayed as hello juniors. That's it. Using. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Okay, guys, thank you. My friend will continue the next part of this.
Pranavithya, I think so. They have some doubt. Nitya, then she will clear a doubt at the last of the session. Parkkavi from the Department of Artificial Data Science. Okay, she's here. She will clear her doubt.
So the command as you wrote is used to change the to change into the root user. Am I audible?
Guys, are you clear with the answer or not? Niranjan.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I am Parkkavi from the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science. I'm an as AWS certified. I will continue the next section. Let me present my screen. Okay, guys, here now we are going to see about admin access and file permission. As already Prananithya said about sudo command, it is one of the main command for admin access. Let me do parallelly the commands and so you can understand what I was teaching on it. Admin access is a root user system. The command which we used is here for sudo. That means super user do. Okay, you should use this command very carefully as because it have no restriction and all. We can use any command with the help of the sudo command. So you should use it carefully. If you done anything wrong, it will crash your whole system or anything. As like Windows, we are using it Linux as an OS, right? So it will crash your whole system. So we should use them very properly and a very safe manner. Let me do it in the command. Without a sudo command, you can't use some commands and all. See, I have just used a apt update. It was showing some error. While I'm using sudo apt update, it will ask for my password, which I have done while creating my account. It will update my whole Ubuntu thing. So I think so you can understand here. Without the sudo command, my command will not run. With the sudo command only, it will be run and update my system. And the next command will be is all about file permissions. File permissions is control what a user can do with a file or a directory. Directory in sense you can also say as a folder. We will have three categories as owner, groups, and all other users. Owner will be the root user, and the group will be the one which I will be created, and the user I will add the users on it. It will be like a team with the leader and all other team members on it. Like how we will form some team for hackathon or like that. Our staff will be the owner, and we will have a team leader, and we will have some of our friends as a team member. So it will be work based on that. First, let me create some file. We can use the command echo. Inside my file, I will add the text like hello juniors. Txt will be my file extension. I have created a file with the name of jnr.txt. Inside that, it will have a hello juniors text. Okay. If I give the command ls l jnr.txt, it will show my all the permissions. Let me explain in the PPT. Here R is for read, W is for write, and X is for execute. So here we use this command. We can execute all the things like all the three permissions: read, write, and execute. For here we can have some first three elements. See here you can have one, read, write, and another one slash you are having. Again read, two slashes, R and two slashes. Here the first slash is denoting the file type. If the slash is replaced by D, it will be for directory. And it is for hyphen is for file. It will be based on the thing. So here first I have created it for file write. So I'm having a slash. If I have created for a folder or a directory, it will be replaced by the D. The first slash will be. Next thing, for the, we have three types of user categories, right? So first will be the owner. Read, write, execute. All the three of them will have read, write, and execute. First one is for user. Read permission is have, write is given, and execute is not given. So it was denoted by a slash. Next one will be groups. Group having only read permission, not write and execute permission. Next one is for all other people's like team members. They also have only write permission, not they have only read permission, not write and execute permissions. Read is for we can view the files or the systems, the content which are present in the file. It is used for that. We will use the read command. Then write is for to edit something. If you need to change that hello juniors into hello seniors or like that changes, we will use write. And for execution is for that file, to view the file or to execute the file, to run the file like that. And here, first you can see my username. My username was Parks that I have already created. And next one is my group name. First I will have my username. Next I will have my group name. Next 14th of September. 14th will be my size. And the September 3, and it will be the time. Month, date, and time. And the file which I have created, jnr.txt, will be shown. First one, I again repeat. First one will be the slash is represented as a file. If it has a D symbol, it will be represented as directory or a folder. Next, first three will be denoting the user. Next three will be the for group. Next three will be for the other team members. Read, write, and execute all the three permissions. Read is for to view the file. Write is to edit the file, and execute is for run the file. And next, we can also change this mode based on the values, like numerical values. The numerical value for the read is 4, and for the write is 2, and for execute is 1. So if you need all the three permissions, you should add them. 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7, right? So for the first thing, you will add, you should check what permissions you should need. So if you add 4 plus 2 plus 1, it will be 7. Then your group, user group or your group or the team members will have all the three permissions like read, write, and execute. If you had, if you need only read and write, you should add only 4 plus 2. Then you will have 6 will be the total answer. Then if you need only read and execute, you will have 4 plus 1 equal to 5. Then this will be your numerical values for the execution. Here we will use the command change mode. Change mode in sense we will here use it as chmod. Change mode, we will use the numerical values here. Already I'm having read, write permissions for my user, my main group. Next R for my group alone and R for my execution. Right. For the first thing, if I add 7, 5, 5. See, here you can see that name also, right? 7 in sense read, write, and execute. 5 in sense read and execute alone will be permissions will be given for it. I was changing in the folder that I have already created, jnr.txt. Now again, I will list the permissions. I hope you can see the difference here, right? First one is denoted as directory or file. Here I was doing with the file, so it was a slash. Read, write, and execute. On the before command, execute was not given. And after I have added 7 as a total numerical value for read, write, and execute. 4 plus 2 plus 1 equal to 7, right? So after I have added that, I have got all the three permissions, read, write, and execute. Next I'm having read and execute. Write I'm having as a slash. For the write and read and execute, we have 4 plus 1 equal to 5, right? So for the 5, it have changed as read and execute. We are not having right. Same for all the other three. And same as the user group, group name, size, and the month, day, date, everything. If you need to change again, CHM mode. 7 is will have all the things read, write, and execute. 5 will have read and execute. 6 will have us read and write. Okay, let us try this. Again, I'm listing all the permissions. Now you can see here the read and execute permission was changed into read and write permission. As I have here entered the number as 6, not as 5, right? 5 is only for read and execute. 6 is for read and write. In this way, by adding these three numbers, you can change the permissions. Here the first number we are having, right, 7. First 7 will be for the first three element, like read, write, and execute. First three. In sense, that for the user group. Next thing, 5 is for the next group, R slash and X. Read, write is replaced by the slash and execute. And this for the user group. Next for the user peoples like team members, here we have last three. I mean, for a single digit, we will have first three separate categories as a permissions. Let us move on to the next slide. Guys, that's it. Did you have any doubt or anything? Are you all clear about it? Okay, guys, thank you.
Alright guys, I'll take over from here. I am Sivakumar from AML department and a certified AWS cloud practitioner. I am going to take regular expressions or rejects and some internet config comments for you guys. Let me share my screen. Okay, is my screen visible? Can anyone confirm that please? Thank you. So let's go forward with it. So what exactly is regular expression? You might ask. It is a tool used to find a pattern within a text. Let's for an example, let's say you have a text of what is your name, and you wanted to identify what the user gives as an input for the text, like what is the name. So you use the regular expressions to identify those things. It is mainly used for validation of users input and to search for a character or word in a text file. So in regular expression, there are mainly of three types, but the Cisco course I have covered only two, and I'm planning to cover those two only because even myself is not very clear. Now it's not very clear with the third type, that is Perl regular expression. So I'm going to cover basic regular expression and the extended regular expression. um, so you can use only these four commands, mainly the grep, tr, scd, and vi to to identify these types of commands. You can use this the hyphen g or hyphen e. In a command, this anything that comes after this hyphen is called an option or switches. So to differentiate between these commands, or to utilize different features of the commands, you can use these switches to perform different types of operations on the same application. So for basic regular expression, you'll be using hyphen g, and for extended regular expressions you'll be using hyphen e, and the prc upper level regular expression you'll be using hyphen p. So I'll demonstrate this in an example later on. So yeah, for the basic regular expression, these are the four main thing. These are the like five six. There are actually more of this, but again, the course had covered only these types, and I got orders to cover only these things only. So let's take an example at all of these things one by one. So before we go further on this, we'll take a look at the commands that we'll be using for this. So let me explain about these commands. So grep is used to identify a pattern in a text file. Let's say I have many files in this folder. So let's take a look at Linux day 6 of this. I'll try to go on with hands-on as much as possible. So this file contains all of these text. So if you, let's say you wanted to identify the word command, or yeah, let's go with command. So what you'll do is you use grep, and within these double quotes you will use command, I think, and followed by the file name, and hopefully it's correct. Yes. So it identify these kind of patterns all throughout the text file. That's what grep is mainly used for, and tr is simply called as translate. So what it does is it replaces any argument you give with another argument. Let's say in the same file we wanna replace tr a, let's replace a with o, and in this file the same method day06.txt. And oh, oh, my bad. I went with O just like that. Mm, I kind of lost touch of the things. Mm, oh, yeah. Let me take a look at this syntax. I kind of forgot about it, but yeah, that's what it does. Sorry guys, I cannot forget about it. And what else? The said command, or it is stream editor. It uses to, you can perform operations on live commands or live arguments. And we is mentioned by one of our previous presenter, and it is a text editor. And you can also use the V for these regular expression operations too. So these are the four main commands that you'll be using these regular expressions. So let's take a look at some of these examples, or perform these regular regex operations. If you guys have any doubt, ask on spot. I'll try to cover it up too. So let's say the basic regex, the first type we have is the dot. So it can be used to represent any one single character. Let's say grep, you can use dot to, I think it identifies only one character, I believe. 06.txt. The syntax will likely be wrong, but yeah, I kind of lost some touch with them. Or maybe I'll try to cover some of the examples that I previously went over. You know, mm, let's say yes. Let's take a look at this. So you can use. Oh, it actually goes to external now. No, not this. Yep. So let's take a look at the square type. The square brackets. These represents. You can actually use it to identify any one specific character, or more than one character in between those characters. Like you can use mm, you know ASCII values, or maybe like something like A to F, and you will identify only those letters from the given text file, or you can go with 0 to 9 to identify only number values, or we can just give a single input. Let's say we only have one, right? So let's give one, and you will identify one. Or if you give something other than these values, you will get absolutely nothing. So yes, that's what you can use square bracket for. And then you also have the while card or asterisk. you can say. And how do you use it is that you can use it to identify the last letter or something. Then, and you will, if you give it like this, it will try to find anything that will end in R. Oh, I think I have. Okay, maybe let's try a different letter. The other one. Mm, let's try the other way around. Wow. Hmm. It was supposed to work, but okay, we'll move on. And this is used to, the same method, but in the reverse type. Uh, you know, let's say you want to identify anything other than any number other than three, and you will give it like. Mm, that is the caret. The caret symbol is used to identify any numbers that is so we will identify all this because we have mentioned that it should not mention three. Maybe let's try one. Let's see how it works. Yep, it is say see it doesn't highlight the number one and it highlights all the other characters. So yep, that's and I also have one of these command that uses said. It echoes Sunday, but said is the hyphen s slash means that it will replace Sunday with Monday. So let's try this command out. I I have actually no idea how it works myself, but it works. So that's all it matters. See, yep. So instead of printing Sunday, echo, if you don't know, echo command actually prints whatever you just saying here. So if you say echo Sunday, it will just print that. Or if you go with Monday, it will just print that. But this the above command, the send actually modifies the input, and you can change these values, and that's how this command works. So yeah, I think that's all there's more to it. I mean, you can get on deeper with these types and explain, but I don't actually have a lot of time to go through all of them. Like you said, you can then let me go more to extended regular expressions. It uses these characters, to differentiate to perform the same operations. I actually tried this before. I think. Mm, e, Let me. Yep. So what this command does is, the parenthesis. It actually, there is a here, right? So it will check for the file, uh, where where the three where a is mentioned three times continuously. So in this case, you will actually not get any output because there's nothing like that in this. So if I modify it to maybe one, I don't actually have two either. So maybe I think you can actually try M. So yes, here you can see M is repeated twice through these places, and it highlights those things. Or you can just go with one, and it will show minimum. Yep. So that's what this parenthesis does, and this you have may tried in actual programming languages. This is used to represent R function. You can actually you can use both of this bracket and R command to group these functions, like let's say echo Sunday, and hold up, you can use it like this, and you can put this bar, and you can try to combine the previous command right here. Yeah, so that's what these commands do mainly. I may take a lot of time if I have to type all of this out. So yes, that's all for in all simplicity for the extended regular expression and basic regular expression. Next, we move on to the internet configuration commands. When it comes to cloud computing, uh, you'll make a lot of mistakes when it comes to internet, or making the network connections properly secure, and establishing all these connections. So you'll need to understand a few things, or know about few commands to uh, you know make not mistake to may not make any mistakes with these things. In cloud you might have to connect with instances or virtual servers where you might make a mistake by not including the proper HTTP rules, and might suffer with that. Or you might have made a mistake somewhere in the network progress, and and when you try to connect, it shows absolutely zero response. uh, and in those cases you can try some of these commands to solve these issues. So let's take look at these commands. First, I'll go with ifconfig. I think it's in Windows. It's actually called ipconfig. What this command does is it will show all of your network connections, or the physical interface connection that you made in. Let's say ifconfig here. Yep, it shows all the ports that I've connected with. It shows the Ethernet port that I've connected to, and it actually shows the IP and the net mask value that is used throughout my router, I think. Yeah, it also shows other stuff like packet loss and etc. So that's what ifconfig does. Next, we'll take a look at hostname. Hostname, let's say uh, my system actually might not have a hostname. Hostname is it is a name given to your computer or any computer or any servers that is hosted throughout the internet. Like for server sometimes it may be like www.google.com or however it is. But for mostly your systems, hostname will return just your system name that you have given through it. I actually have a you know what is called a virtual server running here that is given to me for some task. So let's try host name here, and see, it will return the actual, the full host name of the system. That is, if you give this name in the you know search history and search, it will return the actual website. So that's what host name does. Next command is netstat. It is used to it can be used to show the active network connections, that is both incoming and outgoing networks. The things that you are connected to, like your browsers that are connected to other servers, and etc., and what ports are connected. Let's try netstat here. Oh, maybe netstat. See, it mentions all the ports that yep, and it is all connected through Unix 3. There's a lot of system that is connected to the internet right now through some ports. See, this mentions the port number. It mentions the connected and connected or not, and this mentions whether I'm sending the packets. I think this is UDP because it says dgram, and yes, that is what this command does. Netstart command does. It mentions the IP address and the connection state, and minimum, all these things. Can actually try some other stuff within, like let's start. I don't exactly remember the tags that comes with it, but you can actually use the man command, which is the which means manual. It shows the tags that the other switches that you can use with these things. Like let's say let's try this. Right? Let's see how we go. Next. Is that hyphen TCP. It shows all the TCP connections. So yes, this is how we can use these switches to identify different things. So let's move on to the next command. It is telnet. The telnet command, it is actually very similar to another command called SSH. It is secure shell network. So where you don't have to um, go directly over the internet and connect to other virtual machines. Uh, so telnet is similar to that, but I think it needs a secure connection established already. So if you ever try this, so it is IP. Let's say if you try telnet, mm, I think if you try this command to, let's say, port. So this is the command, and this is the machine that we'll be trying to connect to, and 23 is the port number that we'll be trying to establish the connection through. Let's try. Let's say if I try from this system, it will usually say trying because that's actually no devices with that IP name in that port connection. So it mostly return nothing in my system. Let's say if we try the telnet command on this virtual server, we are trying to connect we are actually trying to connect with the server name called stapp01. It has an username and password. So if you actually try to connect using telnet command, it will actually fail to connect because it actually has id and password, so you cannot connect through this method. So what you can use is ssh. You can connect as the user at tony at 172.16.238. This is the ipv4 address, so I hope others have taught you guys this. So if you give this, what is the password? Um, Let me take a look. See, I think it will connect successfully. Oh, mm, let me try again. Hopefully, yep. Oh, come on. Mm, I, where are they? Let me try it again. Maybe. Oh, oh, I think yeah. I actually corrected. See, the username and the server name change. So that's how you use the SSH command. I have not actually mentioned it here, and you can actually exit by pressing exit. So you can telnet command most likely won't work with many things. So that's why also taught you guys with the SSH. That's why because that's what you'll be mostly using through AWS when you try to connect with remote instances. The next command we'll be taking a look at is the ping command. Um, if you guys actually have played with games, you might actually know this term called ping. It is used to measure the latency between your device and the server. It measures this latency by sending the request to the server by sending the special called ICMP echo, and it measures the time taken for the packets to reach the server and return back. So let's say if we try the command, this command actually work with this one google.com, and it will see it. It will connect to the Google, and it shows that I've established connection, and it takes about time 40 milliseconds, and for each ping it keeps sending this ping with an equal interval, and it just keeps on going. So yes, that's what ping command does. It can be used to establish check whether your remote instance can be connected through when you are like hosting a website or in other use cases. So that's all I'll be covering. So if you guys have any doubt, oh, so yeah, if you guys have any doubt, feel free to ask me now. Or do you guys have any doubts? I hope I will not miss my. Oh, that's actually a lot of people left. Sarana, I think you can round up the session. I don't think there's not many people left.
Okay, guys. Thank you for attending. You can all leave the session now. You can all leave the session now. I can confirm it with sir. Thank you, guys.